Where you live.
A new session of Congress gets underway tomorrow. The first item on the agenda for the 118th Congress is electing a new Speaker of the House. Republican leader Kevin McCarthy has struggled to win the backing of some in his party, whose support is needed because of the very narrow majority that the GOP now holds in the House. Nicole D'Antonio has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Republican leader Kevin McCarthy wouldn't say whether he'll need to cut more deals to be the next Speaker of the House.
I hope you all have a very nice week.
McCarthy held a conference call with House Republicans Sunday, making concessions in order to win more votes for the speakership. He agreed to rule changes, including the ability of any 5 members of the majority party to initiate a vote to remove the speaker. He also agreed to establish select committees to investigate President Biden's COVID and border policies, and to reviews of the FBI and DOJ's investigations into former President Trump and the January 6th riots.
He stood there in front of the conference and went through item by item and helped negotiate a rules change package that was broadly endorsed, including changes that I personally wouldn't have done.
Most Republicans support McCarthy, but the GOP holds such a narrow majority in the House, he can only afford to lose 4 votes before falling under the 218 vote threshold to win the speakership.
If 5 or 6 people hold out, all we're really doing is empowering the other side.
One Republican who says he will support McCarthy is embattled New Yorker George Santos. The Long Island congressman-elect is under scrutiny after admitting much of the biography he presented to voters is false.
This is a decision, whether he resigns or stays, that needs to be made between he and the voters who elected him. He's certainly going to have to consider resigning.
Santos says he plans to take the oath tomorrow, though he could face ethics charges once he's sworn into office. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And now, your Storm Team 18 forecast. Weather from where you live.
Out there's all that dense fog area-wide. Not quite as bad in the far north, but for the rest of the area, there are spots where the visibility is less than a quarter of a mile, and it's less than a quarter of a mile at Attica, a quarter of a mile at the Purdue Airport, and about a quarter of a mile at Kokomo. So the fog lingers through the evening. Once we get past midnight, and especially by 3 a.m., it's out of here. We're going to have a driving rain that'll be settling in, and that'll kind of whisk a lot of the fog away, but the wind will also be picking up as well. So with gusts 30 to 35, we're not going to have any big fog issues at, say, 4 a.m. or 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And temperatures will be on the rise. We're up to 60 by 7 o'clock in the morning, and we've got a lot of rain and even a couple embedded thunderstorms during the overnight, though there's no severe weather risk overnight. That's the good thing. But you see the temperatures at 7 o'clock in the morning. Look at this. We're talking upper 40s in the north, but as you go southward, much warmer. A very March type map. A lot of times in the spring around here, the climate zone change is just at about pretty close to Highway 18. North of that zone, the climate is more like, say, Chicago, South Bend area. South of it, the climate's more like Indy when you look at all the averages. And this is very much what you expect in March a lot of times, and warm fronts are moving northward, so cool in the north, very spring-like as you go southward. But everybody's warm tomorrow. It's 62 to 66. The rain pulls away, a little bit of sun, and some scattered showers and thunderstorms develop in a line or a little band along and ahead of the cold front as it's moving eastward. It'll be a windy day, but the record high is 64, set way back in the record warm January of 1880. We should exceed that, calling for a high of 65 degrees with 62 to the north, 64 Flora and Delphi, 65 Lafayette, down to the West Point area, and about 66 at Crawfordsville. Again, all severe weather risk is southwest and south of our area through the overnight. Now tomorrow the Storm Prediction Center has all severe weather risks southeast of us, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they end up drawing marginal risk up into our area, putting a little area of green here for marginal risk for that little line or band that develops tomorrow late afternoon and evening. It's going to be a little bit dependent upon how much sun we get. It's going to be very sheared, a lot of spin. but it will ultimately kind of ride on, or do we get unstable enough to support an isolated severe storm or two? So let's dig in. Here we are at 11 o'clock tonight. Still fog, drizzle, patches of very light rain around. Then here comes that driving rain in from the south with even a couple of thunderstorms. That's 1, 2, 3. Here we are at 5:30 in the morning. Rain, a couple storms around, and then it's raining to 8 o'clock in the morning. Then the rain pulls away by late morning. We may see a few breaks in the clouds develop, and then we watch this little band or a little line of scattered showers and thunderstorms late afternoon and into the evening. And again, if we can get it unstable enough, can't rule out an isolated severe storm or two embedded in this. And then we have a little dry slot with a little sun on Wednesday, and the clouds come back in, and we get some snow showers scattered about on Thursday, and then perhaps a wave of some snowfall by the upcoming weekend. But we're looking at easily 7/10 to more than an inch of rainfall tonight and then again tomorrow evening. All right, 34 is normal, 44 Wednesday, scattered snow showers. Again, the grass whitened a little bit in some places for Thursday, and then some snow late Saturday through Sunday morning. There could be some accumulation with that, and then highs back to the 40s on Thursday.